And welcome back for the top half of the seventh inning. Pat Carley still out there for Rockville. Rockville on top 4-3. Alex Adamas will be leading off here for Germantown. And Rockville has stayed with their starting lineup. Let's just kind of review that real quickly for you. Plouffe catching, Morris at first, Stecker at second, Arrett at short, Laser at third, Morley in left, McTighe in center, and Keller in right. And Pat Carley, who has done a magnificent job as a starting pitcher here, is beginning his seventh inning of work.
Guy is just pitching a gem and obviously is staked with the lead at this point in the game.
There's Adamas, first pitch hitting, and grounds it right to Stecker for the easy play at first. We didn't even get to tell you that Alex was, well, he's now 1 for 3. He did score a run in the fifth. And that brings up the leadoff hitter, Kenny Voigt. He's walked a couple of times and grounded out. And he hits one out to left field. Morley under it, and he's got it.
Yeah, we talked about emotion in this game, Michael. And those are a couple first pitch swings when the team is down. So Germantown laboring a little bit, and they've had a lot of come from behind victories this year. So a little bit unusual that they're, I wouldn't say unraveling by any means, but not playing with complete composure either.
Well, I think this is the point when you've got a Pat Carley out there who's into his seventh inning of work that you might want to work the count a little bit. See what he's got left. He seems to be getting stronger to me.
Yeah, it looks like he was really struggling, and you know, a quick inning this inning will really help him get into the 8th and even 9th at this point.
So here's Ross Sweeney. And boy, that's right over the top of his head. He scored a run today. He's got a sacrifice. And he's also popped a short. So he's 1 for 2 with a run scored. Pat Carley, it's hard to believe, but his velocity seems to have picked up. Maybe it's just the location that's better, but he is definitely eager out there. He's coming off the mound after the ball. He's fired up.
Yeah, he's kind of living and dying by every pitch, and you can see his team feeding off that energy behind him. They're definitely the louder dugout when they're up to bat right now. We talked about them kind of seizing momentum a few innings ago, and they've held on to that.
Nice pitch on the outside corner. Evens the count at 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Top of the 7th. Ross Sweeney up. Shane Ittenbach on deck for the Griffins.
Sweeney was the catalyst in the 5th, had a sacrifice bunt to get runners to 2nd and 3rd.
There's a liner out to left, and that falls in for a base hit. Well hit, right on a line.
And Morley really wanted to make a play on that, but was really smart. You know, you saw him dancing around the short hop because if he charged it, there's a real chance of that going over his head for a big play or bouncing past him, as it were. And better to give up the single with 2 outs. So real smart play, even though he was charged up to try to make a dive at that thing.
I mean, if that ball gets by him with the way Sweeney runs and the fact that that McTighe is way over there in center field, Sweeney could easily have gotten to 3rd. There goes Sweeney on the first pitch, and he's in there easily with a stolen base.
So we're back to it again. Runner in scoring position, this time with 2 outs. So really, Ittenbach's just looking for a base hit here.
He's 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs. He's got a double and a single. He takes another pitch in the dirt. And they actually call for an appeal on whether or not he broke his wrists on that. But I don't think that's any easier for that second umpire to call than the home plate umpire because of his position.
When you have the base umpire, you really have the angle, but both are kind of straight on the batter right now. And it was close, but like you say, there's no way the base umpire is going to overrule the home plate umpire in that case unless it's a pretty clear call.
Right. And in that case, you'd think the home plate umpire would make it. So Ittenbach now working the count a little bit. This is the kind of at bat that Rasher would like to see, even though he's behind in the count 1-2. This is a big situation here for Germantown. One of their top RBI guys at the plate, Ross Sweeney, who runs well at second, and Pat Carley trying to make it back to the bench without giving up any runs here. There's a curveball out to center field. Here comes McTighe, can't get it. Here comes Sweeney all the way to the plate. He scores standing up, and once again Shane Ittenbach comes through in the clutch with a 2-out base hit to tie the ball game at 4 with 2 outs in the top of the 7th. There's Ittenbach.
You know, we talked earlier about Coach John Silk, the assistant coach for hitting, telling his players that with 2 strikes you ought to choke up. And I was looking at Ittenbach. He maybe moved up the bat a half inch. He wasn't really choked up, but he did what a 2-strike hitter wants to do. He just kind of roped that ball out there, popped it in where a fielder wasn't, and let the base runner do the work to get around.